Konnichiwa. Welcome to the Martial Maze. I'm without my partner in crime, Barakallah Chidoshi, but I have a special guest for you folks here today. This is a man, he's kind of always in the back of the cut. He's the owner of Myrtle Beach BJJ and Judo. He's also one of the many driving forces of Veteran Judo USA and Vineland Judo.
Vineland Judo in New Jersey.
All right. Yeah, see, I butchered it.
Yeah.
All right. Ray Marquez.
Right
Konnichiwa, man. Hey, man, it's good to have you on the show, bro.
Thanks for having me.
All right, cool. All right, so I know I've said this off the air, but I gotta introduce you to because I'm introducing you to folks that may or may not know who you are.
Okay.
And you're a man of many hats, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look, you a professor in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Yep.
You're a coach sensei in judo, and you a doctor.
Yeah. So I'm a chiropractic physician. I've been practicing 25 years. I have a practice up in New Jersey, and we help all kind of people feel better.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
digging that, man. And then you fold people in their clothes and then throw them.
That's
and hit them
right.
with the
So,
earth, too.
you know, I come from a judo family. My school in New Jersey's been there 60 years.
Okay.
It was my father's school, and it was Dave Kawajiri's school before that. And hopefully it'll go another 60 years. Who knows?
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
man. Well, I was fortunate enough. So those that are fans of the show know that I live here in Myrtle Beach, and I'm still Massachusetts. We're still sending, but this is where I train. This is Myrtle Beach BJJ and Judo. This is where I train, where I live, and I get to work out with this fool occasionally. Well, I get beat on by him. I mean, he's kind of a bully. No, I'm just kidding.
We try.
All right, man. So this is something that's starting to catch a lot of fire. And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but it really is. And that's the Veterans Judo.
Yes.
So talk to the folks about what is Veterans Judo.
So let's start with the name first off. So in the judo world, veterans isn't for the military. It describes guys over 30 years old, so 30 years old and still competing, and we have divisions every 5 years. It used to be called Masters Judo, which a lot of Jiu Jitsu guys are familiar with that. But for some reason, the International Judo Federation, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so, maybe longer, wanted to change the name because Masters conflicted with one of their big tournaments. So all throughout the world, Veterans Judo is known for the guys 30 years and older who are still competing in the sport of judo.
Okay, all right. So that's what because somebody was like, well, are you guys military?
Yeah,
Are
you get that all
yeah,
the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And you get that more in the United States for some reason than you do over in Europe. In Europe, they kind of embrace it just a little better. I'm not sure why, but they do. So a little more about Veterans Judo USA. So again, it's for guys that compete over 30. So a little bit of my background, I grew up doing judo, my sisters, my dad, everyone, judo family. And you go through judo all through up college and all that. And college gets a little shaky. You're in and out when you can. And then you start your career. And I was a competitive judo player as a kid and all through teenage and all that. Started on my career, focused a lot on that, and then I got the itch to start competing probably back around 35 years old or so.
Okay.
I'm 55 now, so I've been competing with veterans for about 20 years. And started getting back into a lot of competition, doing a bunch here in the United States, and then I slowly started getting into the international stuff. So the main thing with Veterans Judo USA, in United States, it seems that, and I think this is with a lot of our sports, we stopped competing after college. Like, how many sports are out there that really continue to go? And I know martial arts kind of is probably the top of it, right?
Yeah.
With keeping people staying
Punch
active.
kick, karate.
Everything,
Yeah.
right? But if you look at all the other sports like football, can you play football later? I mean,
thank you, Tom Brady.
yeah, for sure.
No,
But
you
but it just seems like a culture thing. It seems like a culture thing that we stop playing sports and staying active after college, right? So judo is a great sport where, since we do have this veterans division, you can take it as long as you want. I was just over in Japan competing about a month ago, and they had some guys in their late 80s, early 90s competing.
Oh yeah, listen, I talk about that all the time. Watching these old boys, I thought it was the mesmerizing
they
thing.
were still going at it. They weren't just kind
I know.
of standing out there.
We call them Yoda.
Yeah.
The Yodas.
So I started competing like on the national level, and in the United States, USA Judo has like our nationals. We have the U.S. Open, President's Cup, and there's a bunch of other ones. But the problem was only a couple people would show up per division.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for me, I would fight the same three guys all the time. Like I'd see you at nationals, I'd see you at the U.S. Open, and kind of, there wasn't a lot of competition out there. So for me, I started to go over to France and Germany and different places in Europe to get more competition, because over there they don't stop competing.
Well, I was gonna
They're
say
big divisions.
Judo is really big everywhere else.
Huge.
Like it is
Yeah.
like it's right up there with like one of the biggest sports. It's like soccer or football. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And yeah, so I did notice that. Yes.
So I would go over there, and over there I'll go to a competition, and there'll be 10 or 15 people in my division, and you get a lot of different looks and a lot of great competition. So here's an example. In the United States, like our national tournaments, which you would think would be the biggest tournament, right? Maybe 150 competitors, right?
Yeah.
For all the divisions over 30, and maybe I'm being generous with that one. I do a tournament in France every January, and they cap it at 800 competitors.
Oh wow.
There's going to be another one I'm going to do here in September where they'll cap it around 500. So you have to ask yourself, like, why? I mean, it can't solely be just because judo's more popular. I mean, I know it is, but I think that's a cultural thing, right?
Well, you know what? Well, I was going to get into that. When I started telling my guys up north about veterans judo, there's a place for us.
Yeah.
We can still, because I get a lot of older guys that come in, especially with a lot of us merging with Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Kind of giving it both the Newaza, the Tachiwaza. We got a lot of older guys that'll come in. They start training, they start putting the work in, and now they're like, "Hey, man, I really want to test this out, but I ain't trying to get no real fights out in the street. So where is there a place for me?" And then we go, they cut their teeth at a tournament, and they end up fighting a young buck, and and that's night and day.
Well, yeah,
no matter how good you are, it's still
that's a
night
great
and day.
point. So, originally I started with Veterans Judo USA kind of selfishly, to try to get big tournaments for myself. But what it's evolved into, and which is much, much more important for our sport, is I would have new students over 40 or over 30 or even in their 50s. They're new students, and they come in here and we're teaching them judo. And part of learning judo is to do a shiai or a competition,
Yes,
right?
yep.
To see if your skills work. But if I'm 50 or even 40, I don't want to fight a 20-year-old who wants to kill me. I got to work on Monday.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, realistically, I got that so much from folks back in the day, where they were like, "Yeah, this is great." And we experienced that at the club up north, where we had guys that come in, they train, they cut their teeth, go to 1 or 2 tournaments, and stop, and then quit judo all the way around because, oh man, I hurt my shoulder, or I got my knee.
Exactly.
And then they're fighting. They go, "Oh yeah, you were fighting a 25-year-old kid who's still in college, who can afford to take a week off."
And here's the thing on that: like, as you age and you still want to be competitive in any sport, like you said, we take longer to heal, and we're also mindful of our competitors. Like, we still have that drive. So just because we're saying we're over 30 and competing doesn't mean we're not going hard. I mean, you and I know.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. No, we go hard.
We
Yeah,
go
I'm
hard.
like, yeah. There's
The thing with a young guy fighting you, a young guy doesn't have any respect for the pain, for the injury thing, because they don't realize how long it takes to recover sometimes.
Yes.
So a young guy just, not purposely, but may injure you because they're not mindful of what they're doing. And I think there's a little more of that with Veterans Judo.
Yeah, well, because we know better. We're like, you know what? I got work tomorrow.
So that's the thing. So Veterans Judo USA, my biggest push now is to get more people out there who are over 30, 40s, 50s, and even 60s to be able to compete again with guys their own age at their own skill level. So I started, or myself, Brad Daniels and Hector Negron, have started Veterans Judo USA, and we throw a couple tournaments a year. It's always at the end of August, and we have one coming up next weekend in Charleston.
Yes.
And then we have one in January, which our next one's going to be in New York City.
Oh, look at that there.
For this one coming up in Charleston, we have our largest group of novice competitors, which I'm super excited about.
Okay.
Because that's what it's for. That was my main thing. Because all of us black belts, we can go all over the place and get some good competition. Although we want it bigger, I want my novice division to grow the most.
Yeah. Yeah, no way, because those are
Yeah.
the guys coming up.
There are those guys coming up, and why shouldn't they be able to start a sport? Again, I trying to get back to this. I really think it is a society thing, and if we could just do our one part to say, hey, you can still be active, you can still be in shape, you can compete at a high level, right? You can compete at a novice level, but you don't just have to go play softball or golf.
Yeah, yeah, or pickleball.
Or pickleball, right? Nothing wrong with all those, but there's some of us that have that competitive fire where we want to, how do I say this? How would you say it? Like we want to fight.
Well, you still want to fight. I mean, well, here's the thing. I mean, you're studying a martial system, and I get it. Judo's a sport, and but it's still very much a martial art. However, you're in safe spaces in the dojo. Well, you want to test it out. I want to make sure I when I'm getting this throw, I want it not because I've been working out with you for so long. I know when you give me that look, I'm going to be able to get this throw. I want to test it out with somebody who's never seen me before, and I've never seen them, so we don't know what's happening yet. And then we bam, and then there we go. And yeah, it's so much sweeter, you know.
Well, and on that exact point, Jigoro Kano, who's the founder of Judo, he taught that you bring you in as a new student and we teach you a technique, and we teach you these techniques and you practice and you fit in and you start to throw your teammates, and then we have a thing called randori's where we kind of go live. So the moves that we taught you, you're going to try in randori against your teammates, okay? And you start with some lower ranks. So if I'm a green belt, I'm going to start. Well, let me see if I can throw the white belts. Then let me see if I can throw the green belts. Okay, now I know it's working. Then let me see if I can throw some brown belts. But these are all of our teammates. The next part of learning our sport, right? So we learn technique, right? We practice it on our teammates. Mm-hmm. Then we got to practice our technique on people we don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a shiai or that's a tournament. So that's the point of having these things, right? So we can learn our sport and see if what we're doing is working. I know at our schools, Myrtle Beach Judo and Vineland Judo, we seem to be doing all right.
Yeah.
So what we're teaching, what we're teaching is working.
No, definitely, yes. All right, so the tournament's coming up in Charleston.
Yes.
That's next week. You're competing.
Yes.
I'm competing. I'm like, will that be televised on Smooth Comp? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be. So, and there might be. I'm not sure if there's a fee or not with Smooth Comp. That's a Smooth Comp thing.
Yeah, there is. I think it's affordable. I think it's like $5 or something like that. I mean, understand you watching matches. There really isn't much commentary. It'd be pretty cool if there was at some point.
Yeah.
So
well, we're growing.
Hint.
Yeah, we're growing.
You got some
hey, you might be a good person for it. I didn't think about that. So let me tell you a little bit about our tournament. So again, they're always at the end of August, right? Almost always the same weekend, like the 23rd or right around there. And then the end of January. So at this tournament, we have advanced players, right? So kind of fun to watch. We have some high-level judo going to be there. So we have almost all of our national team that's going to compete at the World Championships. We have former Olympians, so there's a few of them showing up. So we get to see some really good, tough, advanced-level matches. Then next we have the novice, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we have our white belts, our yellow belts, our green belts. We have a big group coming in, and there's going to be novice division with their age and their weight group, right? And then also on that we'll have a novice open. Right? So we group them all together and see who's the best. And then we have a newaza division. So for all you out there that don't know what newaza is, that's our groundwork in judo. Very, very similar to Jiu Jitsu. So we have pins, arm bars, and chokes.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So we're going to have that division as well. So we have novice and advanced, both with your age and your weight. And then we have advanced. Did I just say advanced or novice?
You said both.
All right. Well, we have both in your weight, your age, and newaza and open. And also women's division. So that's another thing we're trying to grow in the United States is women's judo. And then even more so women's judo over the age of 30. Because there's a lot of top-level women out there.
Yeah, yes, there really are, too.
High level.
It's shocking.
And they're just looking for a place to have a good competition. And then again, on the novice thing, like one of our students, right? Right, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah,
she competes.
She is a green belt, and she does her thing. She does all of our tournaments. And we're trying to grow that aspect as well. Here's the big thing, though. Here's the most important thing with our tournaments It's for veterans only. So there's no kids, there's no cadets, there's no senior elites. It's just veterans.
And for those that have competed in any of the Masters of Veterans, will know that we get there really early for weigh-ins, and then we don't fight until I'm open class, so we typically didn't fight until like 5 o'clock.
Well, here's the thing.
PM.
What Izzy's saying is, most tournaments they have the kids, and then they have the seniors, and then they have the veterans, and we seem to always be the last.
Ready
and
to
then
go home.
We're coaching our students earlier, and it's a very long day. With Veterans Judo USA, with all of our tournaments, we start right around 9 o'clock. We're always done about 3. And that's because it's just veterans, okay? So there's none of those other divisions. You don't have to coach anyone. You can concentrate on your matches. We're always done just about 3 o'clock. We're cleaned up, mats folded back, done by 5. And then we always have a social, and we get together about 7 o'clock.
I got to tell you, that was the coolest
Super
thing
fun,
was
right?
the social. Afterwards, yes, it was. It really was. The networking and the connections that you make. Yes.
And we have people coming from all over the country, from California to New York, from Florida, all the way to Maine. People are coming from all over the place. We have some international players that show up. The one in New York City will be interesting,
I'm
right?
pumped about the one in New York because that's my stomping ground.
Hopefully, we can get a lot of people from Europe over to the city to make this even just a little better. So, again, it's just for veterans. We try to get you in and out of there. We try to pick interesting cities so we can get you in there Friday night for a late weigh-in, compete Saturday, social, see the next town on a Sunday, and kind of enjoy the weekend. Get in and out of there pretty quickly. It is a Veterans Judo USA point tournament. So for all you guys out there that need those points to try to be number one in the country in your division, you will get points for our tournaments. They're super well run. Brad Daniels runs them. He also runs our nationals and his tournament, which is huge, and a bunch of other ones. So very professional. They're just like all of our high-level tournaments. Great referees. Tracy Crawford from out in Colorado. She's an IJF ref, and she's our head referee. She does a great job. Sometimes you go to these tournaments and the refs are so-so. Yeah. Not with us. All of our refs are high level. They're elite, and you'll get some really good calls.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about, man.
Yeah, man.
So where can people typically get this kind of information? Like, so I mean, I know there's a social media presence, so we need to kind of cover that, brother.
So look, I handle all the social media stuff. So when you're getting irritated that it's out there too much, it's me.
Well, that's the Facebook, the Instagram.
So look, we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. It's Veterans Judo USA. We also have a website, which my boy here, Izzy, is in control of. It's veteransjudousa.com. Again, that's veteransjudousa.com. You can get a bunch of information about up-and-coming tournaments, things that are going up, results from our last tournaments. Again, so everyone knows it's myself and Brad Daniels and Hector Negron. We're the three of us that got all this started. But there's so many other people that help out, and I don't want to go through the list of names because there's so many, and everyone knows who they are, but we all kind of are getting together to make this thing bigger and better, and it's just for all of us. I mean, we don't make any money on this thing, right? At all.
But I feel like you might have to say that part again.
Yeah,
because there's always somebody somewhere going, what's the hustle? There is no hustle.
There is no hustle with this. This was all about growing it.
The hustle's to make it bigger and better. But there is no financial hustle.
And a lot of this is coming right out of our pockets to get these things up and coming and running, and everyone's kind of contributing. On the money subject, though, there are some other interesting things coming up. And this will be the first time ever, and I'm super excited about it. So in November is our World Championships, right? So Veterans World Championships.
Paris.
It's going to be in Paris. And already there's this morning I think there was 1,760 competitors. So that's 1,760 competitors over the age of 30 ready to compete and see who's the best in the world. So I'm super excited about it. But here's the thing. We have a lot of good judo players in the United States that can't come, and there are mainly two reasons, right? The two big reasons are time, work, family, right? Or we'll group that as one. Second one's money.
Yeah, money.
Right? I can't help you with the time or work or the family, right? But we can help with money. So we're going to be sponsoring a team, right? I'm not sure how much everyone's going to get yet, but we're going to make it. We're going to get everybody something. So a team of players to go over and represent the United States or represent Veterans Judo USA. We're going to help fund them for their tournament. So we're going to be doing some corporate sponsorship programs out there. We're going to be reaching out to a bunch. I already have a couple of people or big companies that have already committed to donating some money. So there will be money.
Well, that feel like that's key, especially the financial lift, because other countries do this. If I'm not mistaken, other countries do this. That's why you get their best of the best of the best, and they all show up.
Absolutely.
Where here in the United States, and it's not really so much as a knock. I don't know why this is, but we make it so it almost makes it so that the person who has more money could make it to those tournaments. But if you don't have a lot of money, you could be the best of the best, but no one knows
Just
because
can't go.
you can't make it. You're never there. Which isn't really good. Come on, USA, baby.
But and look, we could go on a whole other podcast about this USA thing and money, right? And look, USA Judo does a great job, but it seems like their main focus is on our Olympic athletes.
Yes.
And just a little jab here. I don't even think they do a great job with that. Mm-hmm. Right, and we can go on forever about
we
that.
We got to be careful with threading water.
But I know with Veterans Judo USA, every dime that we raise, 100% of it's going to go to the athletes, and it's pretty much going to be, here's this lump of money we got 10 players, 15 players, whatever it is. We divide it. Everyone gets a check.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, because it definitely takes care of your lodging and things like that.
What we're looking for is flight, lodging, and entry to the competition. Yeah. Right? And hopefully we'll be able to.
You just got to get there and win. Now, there's a criteria, though. Like, not just anybody can go or anything like that. You have to have actually been
the number one criteria to get funded from Veterans Judo USA, you would have to have competed in 2 out of the last 3 of our tournaments. So as these things continue to come up, know that if you compete, you may have the opportunity to get some money for us to do world championships. And then the second criteria, right? So number 1, you have to do 2 out of the last 3 of our tournaments. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing is you got to be good.
Yeah, you have to have one.
you have to have one. You got to be the number 1 guy on our ranking system. And we'll get our ranking system through how you've competed in our tournaments, how you competed at Nationals, U.S. Open, and any international stuff you've done.
So keep that in mind, folks. So those tournaments, even though we have veterans tournaments, right? If I hear you correctly, there are other tournaments that help towards your qualifications.
Yes. Again, you got to do 2 of ours, right? Because we got to give money to the people that are supporting us, and we want the USA to send our best team. Right, you got to be the best guys.
Be the best of the best of the best. We're USA, baby.
That's
what I'm just saying.
And look, on that note, I want to, and this is my opinion, but I think I'm right. I think Veterans Judo out of the United States does better on the international level, gets more medals than our younger kids do. And I know if any of you young guys out there, boy, I'll get some lashback on this one.
I'm about to say, you're going to get me like hate mail,
look,
tomatoes thrown at my car.
I'm telling you, we have out of the United States, we have world champions.
That's
right?
true.
We have silver and bronze medalists at all of our big tournaments. Veterans Judo does well on the international level. So if you want to get involved, be part of that team to start getting to these tournaments and putting that effort out.
Yeah, that is 100%. Now, there's something else happening, too. I think this weekend coming, there's a big seminar.
Yeah, so that's another great thing. So for everyone out there, if you're in the judo world, you know him, Shintaro Higashi. He's out of New York City. He has his own podcast.
Yeah, well, he has a podcast, and he has his reels are fire, and he has his own YouTube channel as well. I'm quite sure. Even if you're not in the judo community, if you're in Jitsu, because I think he did both.
Lots of jiu-jitsu
he's
stuff,
always posting content. So I have some of his saved content, and while we're talking about it, I'm quite sure there's a box right here that's showing some of that content. So there's that.
But he's going to be going to a seminar on Sunday, so it's going to be a great judo weekend. All right, so Friday nights will be weigh-ins. We kind of hang out a little bit. Saturday's going to be the competition. We'll be done by 3 or so. Social about 7 o'clock at night. Hang out, have a good time, meet other judo players. Sunday, the 24th, at Charleston Self-Defense Academy in Charleston, Lisa Capriati's school. Shintaro is going to have a seminar about 10 o'clock. Right, and you can sign up on Smooth Comp, so get out there and get some great knowledge. He's super high level on the judo and jiu-jitsu level. He's going to have some great stuff. He's bringing another guy with him. His last name's Gunji. He's from Japan. It's either Kevin or Ken. And I'm sorry, sir, if I missed it, but
You notice I didn't say anything.
yeah. So well, he's going to be there, and he is a corporate team player from over in Japan. He trains at Shintaro School now, so we're going to get some knowledge there as well. And it'll last a couple hours, so it's still going to give you plenty of time to go down and see the city. You know, Charleston's a wonderful town.
Oh, listen, we're looking for that crab rice, man. And so started watching that great American food truck race,
Yeah.
and then one of the stops was Charleston, and then all the Geechee food, all that stuff, and go like, yo, man, wow, I didn't realize red rice. What? I'm excited.
So look, Charleston's probably, I think it's one of the best towns on the East Coast.
Yeah, look.
You know, sorry, everyone out there. I know you're from the Boston area, but Charleston's pretty good. Great food, great people. It's going to be some good judo there this weekend. And look, hey, there's still plenty of time to sign up for this thing.
Yes,
right?
there is.
You can sign all the way up till Friday. I'll get you in there, right? And we still have a bunch of spots open. If you look at divisions and there's not as many people as you would like in that division, hit me up. You can see me at the tournament, see me at weigh-ins. We'll get you some exhibition matches. Everybody fights. Everybody fights. No one just shows up and doesn't have matches. Absolutely. Everyone will get on the tatami and go at it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. No, what? That's the one thing we did not explain, or you did not explain,
Yeah.
is how that's done by age and stuff like. Because that was something new for me that I didn't realize when going into veterans, where there's like the different classes M1, M2, and what is that?
Yeah, so it starts at M1. M1 is 30 to 35, and then it goes up to M2, and it goes up in increments every 5 years.
So it's by your birth year.
By your birth year. That's right. So sometimes you kind of
We're
sneak
in
in there.
the same
Yeah, yeah, we
Like,
are.
yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm just in a little better shape.
He really is. Horrible.
But that's the fun part about judo, right? You know, again, as we age, you kind of want to hang out with the guys your own age, right?
Yes,
Like you
that's
know,
true, yeah.
it's better for all of us. It's a better test of my skills. Doesn't mean we won't fight anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't sleep.
Right?
You'll
Don't
still
sleep.
get slapped.
Yeah. And if you don't end up competing in one of the tournaments and you consider a new one, watch us. I post a lot of stuff out there. Izzy helps me with it. We'll be putting a lot of these matches out there. It's high level, man. There's some really good stuff, right? This is a good tournament. We're growing. It's going to get better and better. More elite people will show up.
Yes.
Our novice division is going to get bigger and bigger. Hopefully, we spread that word. And
As long as that monster from the USA Open doesn't show up, I'm good.
there's lots of monsters out there.
That boy was huge.
Yeah. There's some big dudes out there, but some of those little guys got to watch out for too, right?
Yeah. Last year, yeah.
They'll sneak up on you, right? That's the beauty of judo, right? It really shouldn't matter your height, age, or weight. It shouldn't matter any of it. We're still going to go.
Form over strength.
Yeah.
Structure over strength.
So hey, one more thing too. We do have a camp coming up, all right? So we have our tournament in January. We have our tournament in August, the one next week. But also October, the weekend of October 10th, I believe it is, 10th or 12th, whatever those dates are. We're going to have, it's our veterans annual training camp for everyone getting ready for the World Championships in Paris. And it's, again, the October 10th or 12th, that weekend. We were going to have it in Chicago. Some conflicts came up. We're going to have it in Dallas. And in Dallas
Oh,
at
look at that there.
yeah, and it's going to be at
JR.
Eastside Dojo or the national Eastside Dojo, and great facility. If you guys haven't been
I've
there,
heard about it. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Phenomenal,
Yes.
great town, and super easy. The hotel's right near the dojo. We'll train hard Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll have some information out for everyone probably next week, where they can sign up on Smooth Comp, and we'll have all the details for that as well.
Yes, and definitely stay at the host hotel. I learned that the hard way.
And look, hey, it's not just for the competitors. Like, you don't have to compete at Worlds to do it. Everyone kind of shows up. So a bunch of people showing up, and always a great turnout. Like Doug Tono out of Tokan Judo up in Chicago will be running it. And if you don't know Doug, know that you should probably start getting in shape now for his workouts.
Yeah.
Because he puts a tough one out there.
All right, so lastly, because I'd be remiss, because I always have to ask it, because you're a judoka, I'm a judoka.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it in real life? I
I
have to ask, 'cause, I
have.
mean, you from, you're probably about to say, you
Well,
Jersey,
I'm
bro.
from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm about to say, come on,
Look,
stop it.
Look, growing up in Jersey, I think they said, there's a fighter, I forget who said it. Everyone in New Jersey, when you're a kid, either thinks they can fight or they can fight. Either way, you're going to have to fight.
You're going to have to fight, okay.
And, I've been in some tussles just like everyone else growing up. And I have. Judo's a great sport. So someone goes to swing at you, you can just toss them, put them on the ground, and hold them there. definitely a great sport for self-defense. If you're considering judo, for me, obviously, I think it's a number one martial art. I think there's some debate there, but to me, it's number one. I know a lot of police officers, a lot of state troopers, a lot of correctional officers that do judo because they can take people down without physically punching them, right? In this day and
Because that's
age.
their job.
Yeah.
One more time, folks, because that's their job. They're not supposed to be shooting people. No, well, unarmed anyway.
Much better to throw them and take them down
Yes.
than shoot them. Hey, also, there's lots of schools out there, lots of schools that people don't know about. If you are thinking about getting in the sport, you're not sure where to go, go on to our veteransjudousa.com, email us, and I will for sure put you in the right school that's closest to you. I got connections all over this country and maybe even a little bit of the world.
Well, you know, that's one of the things I always say that was different than most of the phony dojos, because there are some out there. One of the things I loved about judo is no lies, like BJJ. There are no lies told on the mat, man. And there's a truth to it. Like you walk into a judo club and somebody, you can't fake judo. You just can't.
And you know what else is great?
I've heard somebody try once, but it didn't work out good for them.
There are no lies on the mat. Even more importantly, like when we train, what else is going on when we're training?
But having
Nothing, right? We're just training.
Yes.
Right? All world's problems are left outside those doors for an hour to 2 hours. And for me, man, that helps.
Especially now more than ever, man. I mean, it's been tough. We ain't gonna go down that road because I had to pump my soapbox, then put it back.
Yeah,
so it has gotten tougher and it's harder, and it's a safe space, and I enjoy the safe space where I can just be me and be jokey and funny and have a good time doing the thing I love to do. And then have to leave and go back to the real world.
That's the other great thing with Veterans Judo USA is we're training with guys our same age, same concerns, right?
Families.
We got to work. We don't want to get hurt.
Paying for college.
Yeah, all kind of stuff. So, again, if you're not sure where to join, hit me up. Hit Izzy up. He can tell you just as well, and we'll get you in school. If you're down in Myrtle Beach or down in South Carolina, I have a great school here right in Myrtle Beach, down in Murrells Inlet. Up in Jersey, there's schools all over the place, but mine is in South Jersey in Vineland. And I got connections everywhere, so if you're not sure where to go, let me know.
No, he's not even kidding about that, because he didn't show up to a tournament, and when people found out where I was from and where I was training out of, they're like, "Well, tell Ray," and just rando people. It was crazy.
Been around it a long time.
It was funny. All right, man. Well, thank you for being on the show, brother. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a thing and stuff like that. Yes. So I'm without my partner in crime, Barakula Chidoshi, but we had a good guest on today, and you've been listening to The Martial Maze.